Jesus Christ. Welcome to my channel, where I want us to discuss a developing event in Kano State. Now, this event has to do with the sacking of the governor of Kano State, Kabir Yusuf. It is what I want us to talk about by this time. This is because there is a statement by the Yoruba in Kano State, who are seeking the intervention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Governor Kabir Yusuf's sack by the appeal courts. That's what we are talking about right now. That's what I want us to talk about. The Yoruba residents in Kano, under a group called Concerned Yoruba Community in Kano, have called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other Yoruba leaders in the country to intervene in the issue of the sacking of Abba Kabir Yusuf by the Court of Appeal in Abuja. They made the call at a special press conference in Kano, saying there is a negative notion going around that people are denied what they have voted or what they have elected because the president is Yoruba, a situation that is endangering their lives as Yorubas living in Kano. The group, headed by Taufik Olalekan Ola Osebikan, warned that removing Yusuf as governor of Kano State is very worrisome, as the unfolding situation will have adverse effects on Yorubas living in the state. In the statement, he said that Kano is a very volatile state politically, and this is the reason why all men and women of goodwill should be concerned about the situation in Kano and rally around towards a collective initiative to save the states from any calamity which will affect us and our livelihood. They said, in this regard, we are using this platform to call on all Yoruba Obas and leaders of thoughts to wade into the Kano situation without further delay by engaging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for a possible political settlement of the Kano logjam. Going further, he said, Kano must not be allowed to erupt into such preventable chaos as it happened in the past. Of course, many enlightened minds believe strongly that what we are witnessing in Kano today has a strong relationship with political elite interference in the political results and mandates so obviously given to Kabir Yusuf by the citizens of the state, the group said. The group claimed that in spite of the pronouncement by the courts, we must never forget that Governor Kabir Yusuf's party won in 2019, but were denied the victory. Now in 2023, the same scenario is unfolding, which is already being met with resistance, while also claiming that the judiciary has been interfered with. The group called on former President Olusegun Obasanjo and the Ooni of Ife to intervene. The group also called on the Oba of Lagos, the Aleke Ibaland, the Awujele of Ijabuland, and Olubadan of Ibadan, and other Yoruba leading lights to come to their aid, claiming that it will not be easy for them if the situation deteriorates. Now, this is what we are looking at this early morning to talk about it. This statement by a group in Kano, Yoruba group in Kano, calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to intervene in the Kano situation. Of course, many of us are aware of what is going on in Kano. And what is going on in Kano is basically about the controversy about the sacking of the governor of Kano State, who is from the New Nigerian People's Party. That sack has generated a lot of controversy, especially when the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Kano State revealed that in certified true copy of the judgment of the Court of Appeal, that Kabir Yusuf was cleared of every encumbrances about his election, and that the judges of the Court of Appeal upheld his election and even awarded a cost of 1 million naira against the APC. But that was different from what they had in the open courts, where it was reported, where it was read out that the court sustained the sacking of Governor Kabir Yusuf. So this has created a whole lot of controversy about what really happened in Kano Appeal Court's ruling in Abuja. Was Kabir Yusuf sacked or was he not sacked? It has generated a lot of controversy. And we have seen learned people like Femi Falana saying that he has seen the certified true copy of the judgment, and that it clearly showed that Kabir Yusuf appeal was sustained, and that he was even awarded a cost against the APC. But the appeal court itself is doubling down. The appeal court is still insisting that if anybody needs the certified true copy, that they have it. In the statement that they issued, they insist that Governor Kabir Yusuf was sacked. This is despite the certified true copy that the Commissioner of Justice and Attorney General of Kano State claimed that they have gotten, which showed that the governor was not sacked. In fact, that the governor's position was strengthened by the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which even awarded 1 million naira cost against the APC. So now, this group is a group of Yoruba residents in Kano. They are raising concerns that they could become victim of what they don't know about. They are saying that it could lead to ethnicization of the matter because the president is Yoruba. That's why they are trying to stop. That's why who they voted for is not allowed to enter. That is actually a serious something that needs to be looked into. This is because we know what happens in Nigeria when the issue of ethnicity began to enter into a matter. That's why they are looking for Tinubu's intervention. But what kind of intervention can Tinubu do? In what way, in what areas can Tinubu interfere? How can he interfere in this matter? What will he do? Because is he going to tell the appeal court what to do or the Supreme Court what to do? Of course, we all know that the corruption in the judiciary had been heightened by the controversy about the certified true copy of the Court of Appeal ruling. Because when the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Kano State came up with the story that look at what the certified true copy is saying, which is different from what the court told them in the open court. It already raised the antenna of Nigerians that the judiciary has started again. This is because so many Nigerians have lost confidence in the judiciary of Nigeria and its capacity to do justice. So when you hear that the judiciary has started again, that invariably is talking about the lack of confidence that so many Nigerians have on the judiciary. But this group in Kano, they are the Yoruba residents in Kano who felt that if the tension growing in Kano escalates, that they could become victims of what is not their making. That's why they are calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to intervene in the matter. But if you are listening to me, you are watching this live from Kano, you can give us a message of what the situation is in Kano and what people are saying about this Kabir Yusuf sack. If you are a resident in Kano, please let us know what people of Kano are saying. Are they concerned about the appeal court sacking of the governor? What is the view in Kano about his sack and the controversy over the appeal court ruling? While the APC in Kano believe that the governor was sacked, and the appeal court is insisting that the governor was sacked, the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General of Kano State and the lawyers of Governor Kabir Yusuf, they are insisting that they have certified true copy to show that the governor was not sacked. And like the concerned Yoruba group or Yoruba community are saying, Kano is a very volatile state in Kano. It's a very volatile state in Nigeria. Being a very volatile state in Nigeria, the whole thing can escalate to the level that many people may not understand. I'm seeing Silas Ezugu. He said the Yoruba in Kano know that their brother has the judiciary in his pocket, so they know he can tell his judiciary boys to restore the governor and save their neck. That's what Silas Ezugu is saying. So the issue remains, what can be done to de-escalate the situation? Because from the statement by this concerned Yoruba community in Kano, it means that they are feeling the pulse of the people and they are not happy with what they are seeing. And you can see from their statement that they are calling on Yoruba leaders, including former President Olusegun Obasanjo, including the Oni of Ife, including the Awojale, and all the other prominent Yoruba sons and daughters to intervene in the matter, so that to guarantee peace in Kano. It's really a dicey situation because, like what Silas is pointing out here, saying that they know that their brother has the judiciary in his pocket. That is an indication that a Nigerian acknowledging that corruption is rife in the Nigerian judiciary. So they believe that he should intervene. Salas is saying that from what the statement is saying, that the Yoruba in Kano know that their brother has the judiciary in his pocket. So the judiciary should intervene to de-escalate the situation. Because right now, the debate also is, what is Kano Attorney General and the lawyers of Kabir Yusuf, what are they going to do? Because they have a certified true copy, which is showing that the governor was sustained. His election was upheld by the courts. But they are also expected to appeal against what was said in the open court. Because what was said in the open court was that the governor was sacked. And the appeal court is still doubling down that the governor was sacked. They say, if you are in doubt that he was sacked, come and get the certified true copy. And they claim that there was a minor correction that need to be made to the CTC that Kabir Yusuf's lawyers have, that there's minor mistakes that should be corrected. But that is not different from what erudite Professor Chidi Odenkalo said recently on this matter. In Chidi Odenkalo's intervention in this matter, as could be seen from his verified X handle, Chidi Odenkalo is saying that that the sleep rule does not apply to this matter in Kano, that this is not a case of sleep rule. Sleep rule is when there's a mistake, a typographical error, maybe in a judgment. It could be called back for correction. But Professor Odenkalo is insisting that what happened in the case of Kano was the case of changing of judgment, saying it was a classic case of judicial corruption and not a sleep rule that requires that the matter be returned, that the certified true copy be returned for correction. Now, if Kabir Yusuf lawyers believe that what they have is the true certified true copy, it means they have no need to appeal to the Supreme Court, because the CTC they have is showing that their governor was his election was sustained. It is the APC that ought to now go to the Supreme Court to challenge the sustenance of Kabir Yusuf election and to challenge the discarding of the tribunal sack of Kabir Yusuf. But from the statement that the Court of Appeal has released, it is now obvious that the Court of Appeal is doubling down, insisting that Kabir Yusuf is sacked. And obviously, these things are playing out in Kano. What are the local people in Kano thinking about this development? Are they on the side of Kabir Yusuf, or are they on the side of the APC? We know that Kabir Yusuf started his governorship in rather 40 steps, when without even settling down, he rushed and started demolishing structures in Kano State. That was a very serious misstep by the governor, for which many believed he earned a lot of enemies in the state. Especially though there are those who believe that even his supporters, there were those who supported him who are now victims of the demolition exercise. Even though it had been halted by now, there are fears that the demolition may continue again after the court matters. And those people who fear that their buildings are going to go, many of them powerful people in Kano, are also believed to be working hard to ensure that he is not allowed to remain the governor of the state. But from the pictures we have been seeing, and the crowd that are receiving the governor when he comes out to commission projects, it shows that the Kano people are solidly behind him. It shows that the Kano people that voted for NNPP are not regretting their action. In fact, from this statement by the concerned Yoruba community, they are insisting that he was truly elected by the people. And they made reference to what happened in Kano again in 2019, when who they voted for was again taken away from them. And they are now witnessing it again in 2023. So this is the major issue that should be of concern to Nigerians, and that is the reason why this group, they are raising the alarm and are reminding the president of the country and the Yoruba leaders to intervene. But the kind of intervention they are seeking for, if we were to go by the comment by Silas Ezugu, is the kind of intervention that will reinforce the corruption we are talking about in Nigeria, that the judiciary is corrupt, that the judiciary is in the pocket of the executives and other people in government, that you can't get justice in Nigeria unless you belong to the cabal of leaders in the country who controls the levers of the judiciary and determine what they will deliver as judgment. And we know that this is not a new thing in Nigeria. You will remember how the former justice of the appeal court, former justice of the Supreme Court, Datijo Mohammed, what he said about the judiciary in Nigeria, how it is corrupt from top to bottom, saying that the state of the judiciary when he entered as a young lawyer, when he entered the judiciary, is now totally different what it is today. And he made serious allegations against the sitting Chief Justice of Nigeria. Now, if Nigeria is a decent climb, if this were to happen in let's say the United States or even in Ghana, the Chief Justice of Nigeria would have resigned by now. This is because I remember vividly that before Datijo spoke at his validatory session, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Arewala, introduced him. And in his introduction, Arewala described Datijo Mohammed, Justice Datijo Mohammed, as a forthright person, as a man who speaks truth to power, as a man who calls a spade by its name a spade. But of course, he didn't know that Datijo that day is going to drop a bomb, literally a bomb, on the Nigerian judiciary and reveal how even he, Arewala, was allegedly abusing his office as the Attorney General, colonizing or dominating every facet of the structures of Nigerian judiciary without allowing any other person to participate, including Datijo, who was like a kind of his assistant. The man said he didn't know what was going on. Nobody knows about anything. The man carries out all the actions of the judiciary by himself alone, without consultation. And Datijo also accused him of ethnic bias, because when Datijo said that there was a need for vacancy to be filled from southeast and north central, he said the delay in filling that vacancy was a deliberate action by the leadership of the judiciary. That was enough for Arewala to throw in the towel in other climes, but he did not. He did not, and that matter ended like that. The only thing is that because of what Datijo Mohammed said, now they are recruiting, they are now trying to fill the vacancies that are left at the Supreme Court. Then we all could remember the situation in Imo State, where the judiciary is blamed for somebody who came forth, Uzodinma, to now emerge the governor of the state. And we all know that since Uzodinma became the governor of Imo State has been literally turned upside down. Imo State used to be a heaven of peace and security, but all that's changed under Uzodinma to the level that several local governments are no-go areas in Imo State. Yet in the last governorship election, November 11, these no-go areas, these local governments that are literally abandoned by their communities because of insecurity, returned fantastic votes in which Uzodinma won in all the 27 local government areas in the state. This is really an issue that again brought to the fore the alleged corruption in the judiciary. Even that Tijo Mohammed, in that his valedictory speech, he mentioned that Uzodinma judgment as among the sore points in Nigerian judicial history. Of course, that's not all. There is also the issue of the emergence of people like Senator Godswill Akpabio and Ahmed Lawan. These are two people that contested for presidential ticket of the APC during the 2023, at the run-up to the 2023 general election. They contested for the ticket of the APC, presidential ticket of the APC. After they failed to get the ticket, they ran back to their constituencies and they emerged as senatorial candidates in violations of the Electoral Act. Yet the Supreme Court allowed them, and they returned to the Senate, and Akpabio has now emerged the president of the Senate, of the 10th Senate. You know, there's a video that trended some time ago where Rochas Okorocha, the former governor of Imo State, was making a joke about it at the valedictory session, and he was sort of telling the then Senate President Ahmed Lawan that he should educate them on how he was able to make it, that both of them contested for the presidential ticket of the APC, but magically he emerged as returned back to the Senate. He said, "How did you do it? You need to write a book about it so that we can learn how you were able to do this." It was a clear case of a fellow senator literally indicting the then Senate President Ahmed Lawan at the valedictory session. Of course, people may make light out of it, but former Governor Rochas Okorocha was hitting the nail at the head. It was in that same valedictory session that Senator Bukachua revealed how his wife, who was a former president of the Court of Appeal, facilitated legal helps for his colleagues. Another indication of how corruption has permeated the judiciary. Of course, embarrassed by the condemnation that followed that revelation at the valedictory session, Senator Bukachua decided to take back his words, say that he was misquoted. But the video of what he said was there for everybody to see. It was not a case of that the media wrote something in the print media. The video was everywhere. He was saying that that's not what he said. But there's no way he can deny what everybody could see all over the internet. These are all pointers to corruption in the judiciary. So basically, because of that, and the way that the APC leadership including the Independent National Electoral Commission, used to dismissively tell people to go to court. If you are not satisfied, go to court. That gives the kind of impression that the Yoruba community have of the system, in which they believe that the president can intervene and change the situation for Kabir Yusuf. Thank you for being part of this live program, and I really appreciate those of you who are able to listen to what I have to say about this issue, especially as pertains to the Yoruba community in Kano, who are worried about how it will happen to them if the tension in Kano is not de-escalated through President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's intervention to ensure that Kabir Yusuf, the NNPP governor, is not sacked at the Supreme Court. Because right now, after the Appeal Court, the next option is the Supreme Court. After that, you can only appeal to God. Thank you and God bless you.